So now he's going to show us some of the unique features on the Kerf seals from Phenix.
Okay, in the mid-80s, I was tasked with developing a range of weather seals for timber windows that were kerf mounted. Now, kerf is a saw cut in a timber window. The dimensions are approximately 2.7 wide by 6 to 6.5 millimeters deep. So in the following 30 years, these seals became an industry standard for just about every timber window in Australia and New Zealand. Now, because of my experience with these products, there were some inherent design features that if I could start all over again, I would change. So now that we're at Phenix, we've made some subtle design changes that I think improve the product. Now go back to the dimensions of the saw. The recommended dimensions of the saw kerf are 2.7 wide by 6.5 deep. Now over time, as your blades get blunt and you sharpen them, the saw cut can get smaller and can end up at 2.5 wide. And then on the other extreme, they can get wider and become 3 mil wide. Now when the current product is made to specification, if you have a saw kerf that is 2.5 or saw kerf that is 3 millimeters, then the current product doesn't fit. It'll be either too tight on a 2.5 or it'll be too loose on a 3.0 or 3 millimeter kerf. And the remedy is fix up the kerf, which in most instances can be quite expensive. It means replacing blades, and depending on the suites you've got, that could be multiple blades and a lot of expense to remachine the kerfs. So that was one of the issues that I'd come across several times in the last 30 years dealing with timber fabricators. And the problem's exacerbated when the kerf gets smaller, especially if it's a hardwood type timber. You can get away with a small kerf on cedar, which is quite soft, and it can come in at 2.5 like this one here, and because it's a soft timber, it will push in quite easily into the saw cut, even though the kerf isn't to spec. But if you use a hardwood profile, it gets worse, and literally you cannot push these things in easily. So what to do? Well, we thought, well, if we're going to come to the market with a new product or an alternative product, let's address this issue. So we've designed and developed a profile that will fit saw cuts or curves from 2.5, 2.7 and 3 mil and anything in between. And the way we did this was to have an exposed leg with flexible barbs, which enables the product, it improves insertion, and it allows for either smaller gaps or larger gaps. It's something that's not currently available today. It's taken us a number of years, or a couple of years now, to design and develop the tooling, and we believe it's the first improvement in kerf-mounted seals or urethane seals in the last 30 years. One of the other side benefits of the exposed barb is in the manufacturing process, which lends itself to improved coiling and packaging, and which is what we'll go into in another day. But yes, that was one of the side benefits. But we believe we've developed a complete range of kerf-mounted seals for easy insertion, improved insertion for saw cuts from 2.5 up to 3 mil. Now, kerfs now are quite common in aluminium, and aluminium, as you know, it's hard to hold the tolerances on the kerfs in aluminium, and so the product lends itself to for aluminium profiles, as you can see here, which is a typical bifold door section that that section there is technically undersized. It's 2.5 millimeter. The spec says 2.7. Our product, as you can see, fits easily into a 2.5, easily. Whereas a standard fully encapsulated profile is it does go in, but it's difficult and slows down assembly and production.